So it's May 4th, otherwise in the nerd community known as Star Wars Day. Get it? May the 4th, May 4th be with you. I'm not a nerd. I don't like Star Wars, to be honest with you. I was forced to watch it. The only cute thing about Star Wars is I don't even know which one it is. Hi, Jessica. Is the is it the Return of the Jedi? I don't know, the Ewoks, the little bears. They're by far the best part about that entire franchise. Yeah. Which I've heard they're like savage little beasts, but according to my husband, and they're not that cute. They're kind of little warriors, but I was like, look at them, they're like tiny bears. Um, Anywho, so we are going to do a test review today. You actually don't have an exit ticket back, but your after the review today, you guys are going to get some. We're going to play a game, and then after that, you guys are going to get some independent time to review on your own, to stick around, ask questions about anything in particular for the test tomorrow, and finish wrapping up your notebooks because those are due tomorrow. At first, Brooklyn, I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Okay, it's a cat." Oh, I thought it was like a snake or something. It's like, my son really wants a snake, you guys, and I can't. He wants like a boa, like a massive snake. I already got him a bearded lizard. Like I can't do any more reptiles in this home. I Snakes are where I draw the line. If I have to feed them like massive live like vertebrates like rats I'm good. Free to be you and me on all the creatures of the world, but no. You have a snake? You have Oh gosh, my son would be like all over that. He's like, why don't you want one? They're so cute. I'm like, what? In what world is no. No. Hi, Randy. Well, good for you. I feel like you are living on a farm, like a little bit of like Dr. Doolittle over there. Snakes are cute. Agree to disagree. We'll call it that. Agree to disagree. Mr. Micah has a snake. I don't know if you guys had him at all last quarter, the quarter before that, but I bet. Yeah, and his name's Sid, or her name's Sid Vicious, and that's about as much interaction as I want with snakes when they're behind the enclosed like cage where I can like poke at them, and I like to watch them, but I don't want to hold them. No. So we, like I said, are going to do a review. I do want to go, not that one, this one, remind you. So the notebooks, there is that section where you do not have to do it. Okay, so I adjusted the assignment in Google Classroom. It was worth 18 points. It is now worth 15 points. And if I pop over to your notebook really quick, it's going to be slides 7 through 11. So if you remember, this was our second activity. The transcribe translated gene, the interactive that you guys did for the elaborate, so the one last Thursday, was just a better representation in my opinion. And this one, when we walked through everything with the notes, you guys would have been bored out of your mind. However, if you are like really wanting to do this activity as a review today, I can certainly assign it to you in Gizmos. But if you are like, nope, I'm good, you do not have to do slide 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11. So this is all one activity. So you guys do not have to do that one. So you can leave it blank in your notebook. I've had people take a line and go like this before and like color it like red, make it big, do that sort of thing before. You can certainly do that if you want to, if it makes your heart happy. But I'm just not going to score that section. Okay. So either way, you don't have to do it. Every other section, though, needs to be complete. And we're going to be wrapping everything up today with that reflect. So on slide 22, 23 is empty, but this is where you're going to have some extra space to upload any work that you do in preparation for the test tomorrow. And you guys are by far my most killer class on getting that gizmos done. So I'm going to start scoring those and adding those to the gradebook as well. Don't forget to jump back in here because you'll still get 3 points for this section. So really the gizmo is going to be worth a total of 13 points. 3 points go for your notebook, and then the other 10 points are going to be in a separate score in Skyward. But don't forget to come back in here and answer that quick summary reflection question on slide 21. However, I do want to kick us off with a little bit of a fun Wednesday or Tuesday game. So I thought we could play a little Kahoot. These are basically going to be like a collection of sample questions or review questions for your test tomorrow. So these will be a really good gauge of how you're going to do tomorrow and the type of question you're going to see. If you'd like to participate, the code is 841-3334. Would love for you guys to play. Also, if your interwebs are touch and go, like it's just struggles with Kahoots in this sort of interactive game, please know for the assignment in Google Classroom where it says reflect protein synthesis review, I have linked this Kahoot, but it is self-paced option. So you can do this on your own as well. After we do it as a class, that can also be another way that you can choose to study. It's to go back through the questions that you missed, but you can do it at your own speed and your own, and do it as many times as you want, okay? I have also added a Quizlet for our unit vocabulary. So if the vocab is where you kind of get tripped up on and you just want some extra support, I also linked a Quizlet where you guys can go through and just practice vocabulary. If you're familiar with Quizlet, remember they have like a bunch of games you could play, and you can use that as one of your study options as well. But looks like everyone wants to play with me. Yay. Okay. So it looks like we got about 14 of us. Is there anybody still attempting or like getting themselves logged in? I'll give you guys about 15, 20 more seconds to kind of speak now or forever hold your peace kind of a thing. Jessica, how do those other animals, how do they all feel like? Do you have like, I'm assuming you have like cats. Do they like the snake? Do they try to eat the snake?
We do. We have 2 cats, and they like her heat lamp, so they like to sit on top of her cage all the time.
I can only imagine that the snake is like, what are you doing? Get away from me.
She does. We look at the cats like, one day she'll really eat you.
Right. That's like, she's like just biding her time. Like, it's going to happen. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. 10 seconds. Unless you tell me you're still trying to get logged in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Again, these are going to be sample questions like similar to what you might see on a test. First question, true or false? In DNA, any base can pair together with any other base. True or false? Any base, nitrogen base can pair together. And that is absolutely false. Yes, remember we have base pairing rules. Rules, people, we have rules. A's and T's. A goes with T, C goes with G. Okay, remember those straight lines go together. Curved line shapes go together. A's and T's, C's with G's. Good. Ooh, I went off to a early slim lead. Question 2, also true or false. U, or uracil, is only found in RNA, while thymine, or T, is only found in DNA. True or false? Absolutely. So remember, this is mRNA's jam. Remember, they're, quote, bilingual. They can speak both. And the only thing that the RNAs can't understand are T's. So they have to swap it for that U. Good work, guys. Ooh, Zach, creeping up. Question 3. Which statement best describes the role of mRNA in protein synthesis? Does it store the genetic code in the nucleus, splits the DNA into 2 strands, carries an amino acid to the ribosome, or copies the genetic code from DNA and carries it to the ribosome? So what is the role of mRNA in protein synthesis? Yes. Okay. Remember, M stands for messenger. So they're going to make that copy and carry it or deliver it out to the ribosome or the job site. All right. Good job. Ooh, Haley. Gonna catch that. Question 4. Which statement best describes the role of tRNA in protein synthesis? Does the tRNA store the genetic code in the nucleus, split the DNA into 2 strands, carry an amino acid to the ribosome, or copy the genetic code from DNA and carry it to the ribosome? Remember what that T stands for. Yes. Okay. They are going to transfer or carry an amino acid to the ribosome. Remember, this is the crew. tRNAs are the crew. They're delivering all the building materials, those amino acids. Oh, Brooklyn! Nice. That's a tight little competition there. Oh, close. Okay, question 5. Which statement best describes the role of DNA in protein synthesis? Does DNA store the genetic code in the nucleus, split itself into 2 strands, carry an amino acid to the ribosome, or, quote, reads the mRNA copy and builds a protein? Yes. Remember, DNA is like the godfather. It holds all the knowledge and wisdom of you. Okay. That is your genetic code. Okay. And they remember they're on lockdown. They cannot leave the nucleus. They're stuck up in there. Okay. Ooh, good job, guys. Question 6. Which mRNA sequence complements the DNA sequence GAT-CAC? So which mRNA sequence matches up to the DNA sequence GAT-CAC? Oh, awesome job, guys. Yes, remember, this is the whole purpose of this is what happens during transcription. Okay. Transcription, where you're going to make that copy, and that's where the mRNA is going to do those substitutions. So G goes with C. A now has to go with U, not the T. T still is going to translate down into that A, okay, because the RNA knows what the A is. C goes with G, A goes with U again, because they don't know what the T is, and C with G. Good work. Question 7. Which tRNA anticodon will complement this mRNA codon? CUA. Remember, your tRNA anticodon is like their scanner badge. Okay, it's how they're going to ensure they're making that correct match. Great job. Yep. So again, using those base pairing rules, this is how they're going to ensure that that correct tRNA is in there dropping off the correct amino acid, okay? Otherwise, we will damage the protein. And that is bad news bears. Okay, question 8. What are the building blocks of proteins? Are they amino acids, fatty acids, nucleotides, or glucose? What are the building blocks of proteins? Yep, amino acids. That's our building blocks, our building materials there to build up all those proteins we have. Nice job, Zach. 8 in a row. All right, 9. Translate the mRNA codon AAG. You guys are going to type your answers, and I am sorry. I hope that is not too tiny. No, Isabel, I don't believe so. Nice. Yes. Okay. So remember when you have your code, and I apologize if this was small on your guys' end. Okay. You're going to start with the first base. So A. Then you're going to move to the second one, and it's going to build off of this first one. So A goes to A. So AA. And that final one is a G. So AAG would be right here. And that is sitting in this little wedge for lysine. So LYS. Okay, LYS. If you spelled out lysine and it didn't get it for you, I apologize, but it is lysine. So if you got that right, but the system said no, you know that you were right. Okay, so remember AAG when you are translating. Oh, Gabrielle, nice job. Like a battle royale to the end. Final question. Correctly sequence the events in order for protein synthesis. So put the following steps in the correct order. All right. So when you're looking at the correct order here, so you guys should have put the mRNA copy is made using the DNA as a template. That is always going to be number 1. From there, so think about the little like movie that we created, all right? So then your mRNA leaves the nucleus, okay, with the code for the protein. So if they're in the nucleus up here with DNA, they gotta leave. Once they leave, the mRNA is going to attach to the ribosome, okay, and the ribosome is gonna start reading the code. Once that ribosome is reading the code, that's when they're calling out for those tRNAs to bring the correct amino acid to the ribosome. If we were to extend this out even further, the next thing we'll do is that the ribosome is going to put the amino acids together, to build that protein. Okay, so we think about it in progression. You guys will also have a little diagram similar to this tomorrow. So watch what it's happening. So you're in the nucleus. Okay, we're going to make that mRNA. mRNA leaves the nucleus, hooks up with the ribosome. The only thing that this one doesn't show are the tRNAs around here coming in. But then like the rRNA in the ribosome is what's going to start building out that chain for the protein. And our results with a 9 out of 10, dang, Owen, third place. Also with a 9 out of 10, Haley. And with 100%, my goodness, Brooklyn, woo! Smoking, nice. And our runner-ups are Zachary and Gabrielle. Nice work, you guys, nice work. Okay, so with that, like I mentioned at the beginning while you guys were getting all signed up, if I go over here into Google Classroom now, click on this one for y'all. Okay, couple of things. You have all of your videos posted now, okay, that we've taken. And in the Reflect test review post, you have a link to that game. Okay, so if you want to go back and play on your own and kind of review with yourself, go back and take a look at those questions, you can do that. The other thing I mentioned you guys have is the protein synthesis vocabulary review. So all of our major vocabulary terms are right here, and I shared this with you guys. Okay, now there's lots of different options you guys can play. You can play a matching game with the vocab. You can play like a little Space Invaders game called Gravity. You can use them as flashcards. You can test yourself. Lots of different options on here for you guys to use. Now, when you're in your notebook, okay, you guys are going to, for the review, you guys are going to select 2 ways that you want to study, okay, that you feel are best for you and how you learn. The options are all listed here. And remember, you're just going to drag the little orb ball thing to the ones that you select. Okay, so if you opted to do the review, so if you wanted to play the Kahoot again, or if you wanted to play with the Quizlet, I have record of that. It shows me when you guys get on there because I've shared the link with you. You guys can just pop this little guy down here and click select played review games. Okay, that would be okay. So you could write that description in here. However, if you like to, if you want to make a concept map for yourself, so very similar to what we did with our written notes. So did you make like a hierarchy? So what's our chain of command between all of our nucleic acids? That could be an option. If you like to hand draw things, what I would do there is I would draw it out how you feel comfortable, however you review best, and then take your Chromebook or whatever device you have, flip it over and take a picture of it. Then just drop the image on this open slide right here. That way I can see your work and give you credit for that, okay? If you wanna make your own review, you can also do that. If you wanna make a sample test, you could do that and you could share the Google form with me. If you wanna research a topic in the news, you can find an article that deals with protein synthesis. You can certainly do that. Remember, to get the points for this one though, you have to write a detailed summary of the article. So this one's this is more if you just are really interested and you like to read, you want to catch up on kind of current events about it, you could do that. Remember over here, this is only if you're using like an app, like you created your own Kahoot, you could then put the link to your Kahoot right here. If you don't make any documents or any games or anything, you can leave these blank. Okay, so this is only for you to put in links instead of putting in images on the blank slide. And then the last thing you guys are going to do for this one is to rate yourself. So these were our big 6 kind of targets we looked at and things we practiced throughout the unit. You're just going to scale yourself on a 1 to 5. I would do this to start out with. That way, when you're going through the review, you can really kind of tailor your review. Remember, think smarter, not harder. We have a tendency to always want to study the things that we're good at because it makes us feel confident and it makes us feel good. However, what we really should be doing is studying and reviewing the things that we feel least confident about. Okay, so if you understand the DNA and you know all about it and the base pair rules, I would not focus my attention on studying for DNA. It's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow and forget it. Okay, you got it. However, if the translation process and protein synthesis still is getting you tripped up a little bit, that's where I would focus my attention. Okay, so that way you can bring up that section. All right, so go through here, figure out which things you want to work on. You guys are going to get the rest of the class period to study independently, okay, and wrap up that notebook, finishing the reflection slide. Again, all of those two separate activities are posted in Google Classroom for you guys to use if you'd like to. Remember, if you use them, just put that in your notebook under other, say I did the reviews, and then I can see that on my end. So I can see all your guys' login, or that you've logged in and you played and what you guys got and that kind of stuff. With the Kahoot, you can play it as many times as you want. Same thing with the Quizlet, all right, until you're like getting 100%. I highly recommend going over that because they're good review questions for your test tomorrow. Wink, wink. All right. If you guys have questions or anything you guys want to review or go over specifically with me, you guys can stick around on the call. If you are feeling confident, you know what you need to do, and you want to kind of do some independent work right now, you are free to go ahead and jump off and start working and get ready for that test tomorrow. Okay? Bye. If you are leaving, have a great day.